everyone, this is Tara Furiani.
And I'm Justin Boggs.
And you're hanging out with Not the HR Lady,
a web series about all things people.
No BS. Look, HR is not a four-letter word.
And this is not the HR Lady.
I love how we start every episode by dancing.
I'm just saying, like, you have to dance it out.
You got to dance it out. You got to do something to keep them spirits up.
Pump it up. I was a cheerleader. Like, you can't say something like that and have me not respond. That wasn't even like on our...
That you were just triggered, right?
I was totally triggered just in that moment. I recently learned like the real definition of triggered, but we're not going to get into that just now. Maybe later.
Where did you learn about this?
No, I mean, like, I experienced feeling triggered.
Oh, you experienced the triggered. Oh, shit. Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, we'll bring that up on a later episode.
Not right now.
Not right now.
But I was triggered just now. It's like one of those things where you hear it, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man. So I was triggered earlier today.
Oh, yeah?
And I was thinking about Chevy Chase. Not like you might think I was, but like
I regularly think about him.
How do you think about him?
How do you think about it?
I mean, I was thinking about National Lampoon's Vacation.
Like,
you were probably thinking Fletch.
I was thinking Fletch, 100%.
100%. I figued as much. That's your favorite movie,
Fletch
right?
Fletch Lives is actually my favorite movie. Fletch and Fletch Lives, but I just love Fletch Lives. Anyway, I digress.
Because I was thinking about the part like in that movie where he's hell bent on going to Wally World.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right.
Not even Christy Brinkley can stop.
Because like that's kind of how I feel like right now. I just want to go to Disney World.
Me too.
I don't care if nobody's there. Like I just want to go. I miss it. I've got my Mickey shirt on too.
Yeah.
Like
me too.
I'll be your Mickey.
Look at it.
Because I just miss that fun time, you know?
Me too.
Just getting together, walking around, you know,
drinking around Epcot.
Drinking around Epcot, eating the food. That's like, man, we could have made this hella
way
better at our house.
Way cheaper.
But
who gives a shit? YOLO.
You're at fucking Epcot.
Is anybody saying YOLO anymore? I'm still saying it. I feel like I'm late to the party. I was late to a lot of parties. I totally get it though. I feel like right now it's like we're just walking up and it's like, sorry folks, park's closed. Moose out front should have told you, right? Like everybody's just Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo and
just trying to make the best of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they actually get to enjoy the
John
park.
Candy, just like, you know what? He just gets a gun and just takes over, which I know. Oh my gosh. But is that what we're going to get to? Like, in fairness, we talk about movies a lot because we like movies. Is somebody
going to do that? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, like, I would. I'm not. Just for clarity, I'm not threatening anything. But like, with a BB gun, like Clark did, you know. I mean, not with a BB gun either. I'm not doing anything crazy. I mean, right here in my house.
You know, not like. Granted, it's a movie, but like, if that were to happen in real life, it would not play out.
No.
Any way that it did in that movie.
No way. On our last episode, we talked about the disparity between like white people going with their guns to the Capitol and the difference between if that were black or brown people. I was same concept, right? If the Griswolds were black or brown
they
or
wouldn't
not
have made
white,
it there. They wouldn't have even made it there. Like all the other shit that they went through.
No way.
Not
I mean, it's just like, no, they would have been like shot. It doesn't even matter. It's ridiculous to think about. It makes me really mad. It's like, you don't know what, I say this a lot. Like I have a lot of friends who have a lot of political opinions and I end up saying and agreeing a lot that I don't know what emoji to respond with. Like it's not, I don't like it.
I remember you saying that the other day.
Right? Yeah. Like I don't like it and I'm angry and I'm sad, but it's funny.
Do they have a single emoji for all of the emotions?
Love. Like none of them I love. I don't like love it most of the time. Like that's the only one that I'm cool with. Like I just like, how can we get like this? Can we just all get a petition to like get the fuck emoji?
The double fuck emoji?
Fuck. Like we're not Vinny do it with his double fuckness.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I just want to shout out really quick to Emily who wonders if I'm telling people I love them to fuck off, if I want to rock or what. And yes. Yes, I am. Just whatever it is for you, right?
Right.
It's your friend, but she's going to be my best friend, just so you know.
I'm just ready for things to get back to not normal, because what's normal is not always the best. So I'm just ready for things to move forward.
I think that's a great way to say it. I am not ready for things to get back to normal because normal is bullshit. Mm-hmm. In any way
There's
you
still a
slice
lot
it.
wrong with normal.
Absolutely. Like, think about it. We had to pay, the whole world had to pay workers who will volunteer to potentially get sick $2 more an hour to work.
Mm-hmm. Just let that
I
sink
just want
in
you
a
to
second.
think about it. Let's just take a drink.
Yeah.
Everyone think about that for a
let that
second.
sink in. And let's take a moment of silence for all of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you anything you need to know, I don't know what will. Yeah. Like, that's a huge thing. I don't want things to go back to normal, and neither do many of our friends and colleagues. And so we're all kind of rallying together, a bunch of people.
I see what you did there.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Do you want to sing the song?
Just corny enough.
It's corny and cute. Right?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Well,
Do you? I mean,
no.
The stage is yours.
I'm cool. Like, maybe we could record some music for what's about to happen in just a second, but not at the moment.
All right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're actually going to flip it over to a bunch of our friends and colleagues who are people. Nina Grove, who does risk analytics, people operations. Madison Butler, you guys know her. She's been on the show many times. She's a VP of people, but she's known as the blue-haired recruiter. She's really great for diversity, inclusion, really all the things. Bree Burden, who's a training pro. And then you and me, of course.
Yes.
And we're pretty cool.
I think we're pretty cool.
So let's check out our conversation. We're all just, it's a happy hour. Let's just... A virtual happy hour. Check it out. Hi. Cheers.
Oh. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for joining our happy hour.
Happy hour.
I love that you brought a Corona, Maddie.
No fucks given.
You never know I work for a cocktail company.
Oh, never. Never, ever. I expected to see a Source cup or some kind of, like, at least small gratuitous promotion, but you're not really that way. So I love the funny of Corona. I think that's way more you. So I'm pleased to see that, though I expected something different, because I just figured since you work for a cocktail company, but well played, girl. Well played.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers, everybody. So I want to talk about workplace bullies, because what else do you talk about when you get drunk after work with your work friends, but all the shitty people you work with? And I'm not trying to be like a dick about it, but like, it's true. If it's true, it's true, right? We all kind of do it. It sucks. We don't want to talk bad about people, but we all have like folks in our lives who just make work fucking bullshit. Would you agree?
Wholeheartedly. I no longer have that, which is nice.
That is really nice. But you have plenty of experiences of having it.
Yeah.
So I want to, I posted this thing recently on LinkedIn, and I was like, I'm not tolerating anybody's bullshit anymore. Like, for so long it's been, you can't say certain things. You can't fight back. And it's just bullshit, right? Like, it's just bullshit. Why do I have to take your nasty abuse? Why do I have to take your nasty words? And I'll kick it off by saying I have been dealing with like mean girls since, and I posted this on Madison's post. It actually inspired me to think about bullying in a different way, but since the beginning. Like, this girl, her name is Alicia, and it's her real name. I hope she doesn't see this, but if she does, fuck her. When I was 18, she literally looked me up and down like this, right? You've all had it. You've been judged. She literally looks at me. And that's it. Like, she just kept doing that. And I'm like, is there, what the fuck? This never happened. And there she was, just like judging. And then she was mean every single day. She's like, did you really put that on before you came into the office? Like, just nasty mean girlness.
Yeah.
Asked me once if my bag was Kate Spade. And I didn't know who the fuck Kate Spade was at that time. Because I was, 18, 19 years old. I don't come from like a golden spoon or whatever in my mouth. Like, that's not how I grew up. I don't know what that means. And I'm like, no, I bought it at a place called Styles for Less. Does Kate Spade make bags there? And she laughed at me. Like laughed in my face. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what she was talking about. And it was like, that was my first experience in business, was this fucking bitch.
I've actually had the same one that I was telling you about, my biggest bully. That was what she did to me my very first day of work. She came over and she was my boss. Actually, she was my boss's boss. And I'm sitting in my cubicle and very excited about starting my new job. And it was in audit, which was the direction that I wanted to go. And somehow I ended up in learning and development too. But in audit, and she's like, oh, nice to meet you. And I said, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I really want to be here. And she just looked at me and she's like, and she sucked her teeth at me and walked away.
Ooh. Ew. You remember when you used to have like a song play instead of a ring for certain people?
Yes.
So we're sitting there, and I swear to God, we're in this silent office, door closed, her hair's already off. And she had like a one-piece kind of extension kind of deal. And then all of a sudden, her phone starts going, bam, motherfucker. And it was like over and over. And I was like, what the shit? Come on. Like, I literally took all the breaths I could take trying to be professional. I'm in a suit. How do you respond? Like, what am I supposed to do? I just like let it happen. And then she picked up the phone and she like proceeded to have like a 20-minute conversation. I just sat there like an asshole, like taking notes, like on whatever I was going to say to her, like some good little, this was a long time ago, you guys, like a good little employee. I just sat there and wrote notes. And this fucking bitch took her hair off, had some crazy ringtone, and then talked to someone else for 20 whole minutes while I just sat there and looked at her on her first day of being my boss.
I remember when you walked out of that meeting, because my cube was right across from there, and you were just like, we need to go talk. We need to go to Starbucks. We need to go to Starbucks right now because I need to get out of here and we need to talk about this.
It was crazy.
And she incidentally ended up becoming my boss.
I know. I don't even know what to say about you. It's
bullying,
so
or that's somebody that's
oh no, she was a horrible person. Like, that was her way of like introducing that she was in charge. Like that was just the start of the bullying, right?
It was dominance. It was the ability to establish dominance of, I can do this because I'm untouchable.
Exactly. Right. What the fuck are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And there was a lot of arrogance behind a lot of that. Yeah. So I would definitely classify it as bullying.
Like a power play.
Especially in that company.
Yeah. Yeah, which is common among corporations with bullying. And it usually stems from the top level down. Yes. And when it's tolerated, it's tolerated. And then it promotes a bullying behavior and bullying atmosphere. So if you don't have really strict guidelines and disciplines and corrective actions in place, your organization is, in a sense, promoting bullying. So...
And like, even if you have stuff in place, somebody has to fucking enforce it, right? So like, where I see the most bullying, and like, I know Madison has some thoughts on this too, but like, the most bullying I've ever experienced in my whole life, while I've told you funny stories of people taking off their hair and stuff like that, yes, there was bullying, certainly, but like, it is way more profound at the executive level, in my opinion. And I can say that I'm an executive. So like, God, yes. It is way more profound there. If companies are rampant with a like leadership by fear and intimidation culture, it is exactly because of the people sitting at the top there. So you could talk about how fucking great you guys are and how wonderful your culture is all day long. But if you're still an asshole up there at the top, then we don't believe you though.
Do you think that's because of like maybe like an untouchable mentality?
Yeah.
I think it is an untouchable mentality. So do you want to hear something really interesting with regards to executives with bullying? So 3 out of 11 personality disorders are more common in executives than in criminal psychiatric patients.
I honestly believe that.
And what they're described as is they're considered successful sociopaths. where criminals are unsuccessful sociopaths. And all of those, they all exhibit the bullying behavior. They have histrionic personality disorder, which is egocentric manipulation. They have narcissistic personality disorder. They have obsessive compulsive
Nina
disorder.
has a background in psychology. I don't know if I mentioned that to anybody. So she's going to get into all of the mechanics of people's mental states. I don't think I said that, Nina. I'm sorry. Tell us more though, because they are like psychopaths, like American Psycho, right? That's like what it's
exactly.
And there was a lot of fucking and business cards is really all that I remember, but it's kind of like that, right? Like that psycho mentality.
Bad. Yeah, it's sad because these people have become successful in what they're doing. They're successful sociopaths, and they have grown up in their organization, and they've become executives. And then people look up to them, and then they're allowed to bully, which just then creates the entire atmosphere of a culture that promotes bullying.
For people that are watching this that might be experiencing this exact same thing that you're talking about, what advice would you give to somebody that is experiencing this kind of situation?
The only thing that you can keep is your integrity. So there are other jobs. You will always find other jobs. Granted, it took me 8 months to find another job, but I still have my integrity. And you're still an asshole. So
I don't really think we all have that luxury, though. I don't have that luxury. I can't wait 8 months. I can't wait 2 months.
Oh, trust me, I couldn't.
I have to put up with some bullshit sometimes.
Yeah, we do. Right. We all do it, right?
I don't think it's always like, I think you have to tread lightly and you have to make your decisions in a smart way. I mean, I don't think you should forsake yourself ever, but like, I also understand, like, other people's actions aren't about me. It's about them. And I don't know. It's sometimes it's a hard thing to weigh.
So I send an email to, I don't even know what her title is, but she's also up in the C levels now too. And luckily, I think they were very afraid that they knew they had done something very wrong to somebody. So I was offered a better severance package than what was originally offered.
Well, we negotiated the shit that, Bree. Like when you called, I was like, no, let's go back to the drawing board.
I called Tara and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I've never been in this kind of situation before. What do I do with this? And so they gave me a little bit more. But it was something that I hope no one ever in their life has to experience. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
But that was 7 years of you taking it. Like that was 7 years of you taking it until you ever said anything.
Of me taking it. I worked Easter weekend. I'm sitting there working Easter weekend when my brother-in-law is in town. It's the first time I've ever met him. But because I had all these deadlines that had to be made for these 200 e-learnings that were due, I'm working every weekend. I'm doing all of this stuff to make sure I never once missed a deadline. But you just start pushing back just a little bit because I started feeling gross inside. I couldn't take it anymore because I knew what I was doing was wrong. And at that point, that's when you start looking at your own integrity and you start figuring out, what do I need to do to make not only myself better, but to help the company? What can I do? And if I can't, and if I'm not the one, I need to go find something else.
I feel like I went through something super similar to that. I also worked at, it was in real estate tech. So obviously it was like literally all dudes. And I had this VP who had never had a real job before this was backpacker.
That's how you also know it's tech.
Yes. But he went to Stanford and got a degree in philosophy. So he literally can't be great times. And so like when they hired me, he was just like, I remember the first phone call I made. He was like, you didn't ask me to get on the phone. And I was like, why would I ask you to do that? And it was just like every single thing. He just was super controlling, like to the point that he told me I had too many solutions and not enough problems. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I started like noticing all of these trends with him where like every single Black woman that he interviewed, he was like, oh no, she's not bright enough. And so it would be like women who were really smart, and I'd be like, shit, like how do I get you in somehow? And like someone else would hire them for their team. So I was like, it's obviously not them. Like there's no issue with them. And so then I had someone come back to me who interviewed and said to me, you know, he told me he was really surprised by how articulate I was. And like, that kind of caught me off guard.
Oh my God. No, he didn't say that to you.
Well, not to me, to her. So to someone who interviewed. And so I brought him into a room and I was like, hey, you're saying these things and it's weird for everyone involved because like you wouldn't say that to a white guy. You wouldn't tell a white guy you were like surprised you could throw sentences.
Wow, you're so articulate. What,
yeah, wow.
This male?
Just to let you know, my 16-year-old is listening to you in the background and was like, no, like he just like verbally like spoke out and was like, that is the most messed up thing. And yeah, I agree.
Wait, so when I finally left, it was mostly because of him. Like I had this like epiphany where I was like, oh shit, if I want to like move up in this company, I have to like get his approval because he's besties with the CEO. And he hates me. He literally has put his finger in my face before, and I had to be like, can you please not do that? Please don't do that. And
that happened to me. That happened to me as well.
When I finally gave notice, I was like, hey, here, I'm giving notice. I didn't give it to him, obviously, because I didn't report to him. But I was like, I want to work out my 2 weeks. I'd appreciate it if he could just like not tell Adam, I don't work with him. I don't work for him. Like, I would just appreciate like if that was just left out. And the head of people was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like, we won't tell him, you'll be fine. And so then the day after my birthday, he pulls me to an office with our new HR generalist who has no HR background. She just like got promoted from CS because she was like a cute, bubbly white woman. And I'm in a room with him and he was like, I know you're probably worried about money. And I was like, I'm not worried about money. And he was like, but it's come to my attention that you started some rumors and you're not going to be welcome. And I was like, wait, so why is no one I report to like in this room? Like not my boss, not like
who are you? Like who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like I was working like predominantly on sales. I was like, the VP of sales isn't in here. Like no one that I know is in this room. And so, I mean, it literally turns into a screaming match for about an hour. And then he parades me through the office like I got fired because I hadn't told anyone I gave notice so he wouldn't find out. So everyone literally thought I got fired. And he like stood this close to me while I packed my stuff. And I was like, why are you standing so close to me? And he said, well, I need to make sure you only take what's yours. As if I was going to like skedaddle with my
God.
And so the VP of sales comes around the corner. Is like, what's happening? Like he literally didn't tell anyone. He went completely rogue and walked me and then made everyone think I got fired on top of it.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what?
That's the story. I mean, I can't even stomach.
I have to turn off the button on my oven.
And by the way, Bree, I was being devil's advocate. I think it's badass, sister.
Thanks. Oh, trust me. All I have worked for have been bullies. I've got plenty more stories for you. I had the boss from hell.
Kristen, really quick, is like, seriously, she's our people. She's our people. But like, she is really good about giving an opposition just to make us think and talk about it more. And I love that about you, Kristen, because you and I usually agree with each other. I would say like almost 100% of the time, mostly. But I love that you sometimes just throw in something because that gives us something to debate a little. Like you're not a dick about it, but
because we're like, adults and we still like each other at the end of the conversation.
Conversations. Yeah,
exactly.
I need the challenge sometimes too, though. Like I think that as a human being, I need the challenge of I want to see things in full perspective. I don't want just my view because I know that if I see them in a more well-rounded way, I see them from Kara's point of view, I see him from Justin's point of view, I see him from my son's point of view, the neighbors, whoever, right? People different than me, then I get to be enlightened and have a better perspective to forge ahead. And it only makes me stronger. And yeah, Tara, we always align. And it's because we're very like-minded thinkers like that. And I think, but I say things like that because I know that there are others that are not as strong as probably us sitting on this call or in this room or whatever you want to call it, that it takes bravery, stupidity. I don't know what you call it sometimes to forge ahead.
I think both of those
because there are consequences.
Both.
Yeah. And sometimes there are a few times you get to succeed in like what you're doing, and it comes with like all the positive things you want it to come with.
Yeah.
But it also like there is risk involved in some of our decision making to be to forge ahead. And I think that thoughtfulness and understanding that I am very blessed. And I think that the difference between acting entitled and acting grateful can be a very fine line. And like to sit back and understand and have empathy and have empathetic leadership is really important.
You know, I had a boss once, a head of a VP of operations, who literally looked at my face and told me that I was too big picture. Now, I am crazy big picture, but help me understand in what way is that a bad thing? Why would you not want, because it wasn't good. Like for clarity, he was like telling me what a piece of shit I was and that I need to just focus on my job instead of trying to get the bigger picture of it to make everything better, right? Like if I don't understand X, I can't do what I could do as good as I could do it. So I'm trying to understand like the big picture, not just what I influence, but what I influence should be tied to the big picture, right? So I need to understand that. I'm trying to talk in those ways. And I'm like, I don't know, 23 at this time or something. And he looks at me. His name was Jerry. He was a
fucking
bitch.
Jerry.
And he looked at me and he literally said to me, "You're too big picture and that's never going to serve you well." And the quote gets better. "You're too big picture. That's never going to serve you well. People want women who just do the work."
Oh, shit. I mean, he's threatened by you.
And I can't tell you how right that is, being one in the restaurant business and the movie business and in music business. That's my background.
Shut
right?
up and know your place, right?
And you know what? Be the project manager, Kristen. Don't be the big picture thinker. Don't like actually run the show. Just I want to hear, take the notes, manage the project, make sure everybody's doing what they're doing, pick up the slack, do all the work, right?
Be mom. You need to be the mom.
Be mom. Be mom. And do it with a smile on your face and be bubbly and come to the table and yay,
go team.
And I get that. And I'm pretty good at all that, right? I get why people want me to do that. But the fact is that when it comes to the brass tacks of things is that I don't fit in the operational world of which I live because one, it's all men. And two, I get success and results, effective results out of managing people differently than what they have in mind to do. And it is so, like when you talk about, are you intimidating or are they intimidated? And I would say that most of the time they're pretty damn intimidated. And it's not because I'm better or because I come to the table with something more than them. It's I just have a different kind of leadership that they are so unaware of that even could work. That the closed-mindedness, that fixed mindset, stops people from progressing and being the best they can be.
I think you said
that
it,
closed-mindedness,
like, fixed mindset. Like that's been the kind of regular thing around the water cooler with the guys. Is like that's just what they can do, so that's what they get away with.
Yeah, and that closed-mindedness, that lends itself to the bullying, because bullies they'll intimidate. They manage by fear, not by respect. They belittle somebody for their differences of opinion. They also tell people that their ideas are not such great ideas, when in reality, that they're great ideas. They know that big picture is what the company really needs, but they're not willing to overlook their own ego, which is a characteristic of someone who's a huge bully, is that ego characteristic. So they're not willing to overlook that to be able to better the company because they just don't know any other way. And it's been tolerated. They've been allowed to do it for such a period of time that they're not going to get out of that realm.
And I think it's even worse, like being a woman of color. Not only do you not want me to talk because I'm a woman, you want me to like be your brown stock photo. So you want me to be like quiet, laugh at my computer pretty hard, but like don't get out of line.
I need your hand in here for this all hands in picture.
Exactly.
Put your hand in. Madison, get in here.
make sure you look like we're really funny.
Quick.
So like, I think so often like people want diversity, but they don't want diversity for like the value of it. They want it for their board or for their stock photos. And so they want this like complicit, quiet, fit into a box kind of diversity, which like, it's not me.
No.
So they get me and they're like, fuck, you're so loud all the time.
You're so articulate.
Loud and articulate. How dare you? And so you end up in this world where you're interesting until you're not. And so I know I had this experience where my posts were getting a past company a lot of interest because of the stuff I talk about and the volume of people that see it. And like their friends were messaging them like, oh my God, where did you find her? She's so great. And then it was like the minute I like said something negatively where we had work to do, then I was the enemy. So it's like you're interesting until
you're not. Yeah. Till you get outside of their narrative.
People seem to have, especially in operations, and I see it a lot. People seem to have this inability to vacillate between the high level, big picture, and getting down into the weeds. And they have this myopic point of view where they want you to stay in your silo. But how do you grow and how do you have a growth mindset if all you're doing is staying in your silo?
You can't. It's impossible. And if you don't trust, so this is what I see a lot. Here are my cards, and I'm going to hold them real tight right here. And I'm not going to be transparent, and I'm not going to share. I'm going to keep all the control right here. But that also means I can't grow. I can't learn. I can't see where my faults are. I can't be the best self I can be, but I got the control, and I'm going to keep it right here. And if I share with you, if I let you see it, I just can't. I can't do that. And so what happens is you get stagnant. You get stagnant. You don't grow. You always are holding the same cards, right? You don't ever get to switch it up or build a better hand or do anything like that. And so you're stuck. And you know what? I choose not to be stuck, though. I choose to. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to put my head down because at the end of the day, results make the difference, right?
Yes.
And it
sometimes. I mean, I'll push back a little there and say sometimes.
Dollars normally make the difference. And because I work in a world where I get to produce dollars as my end result, right? I think it makes
hard to argue with that. It's not as subjective.
Hard to argue, and it's hard not to listen to me at the end of the day, right?
Because obviously you've done something right. You've made a lot of money for the company.
But let me tell you how hard it is to get a voice at the beginning of the day.
Oh, I know.
It's really hard. And,
even when you're producing those dollars or you're recouping those dollars for the company.
Yes, Nina, even when.
Doing it. And then when you finally come out at the end of it and somebody goes, how did this all happen? And the only person that can explain it is you, because none of those people wanted to be a part of your game because they were holding their cards so tight. That's when they're like, oh, and I'm like, actually, all these people helped in their own way, but it would have been a whole lot easier if everybody would have shown their hand and we would have all done this together in a collaborative way and move the ball forward so much faster, because that's where that core value thing comes really in line. When people actually buy into it from the top down is because then your alignment with those values actually makes you so much more nimble in the moments where you have to actually adjust and be fluid and make quick decisions and smart decisions. You get to move so much faster to the goal line rather than sitting there and like playing politics the whole time and trying to figure out what somebody else is doing because everybody's been so closed with their silo, right?
Everybody knows that person who knows that right person.
Yeah.
Who saves that job for them, even though they are the worst fucking person in the company, that everybody hates them because they're toxic. Everybody hates them because they're a fucking asshole. Everybody hates them because they're a know-it-all. Everybody hates them because they know everything and you know nothing. And every one of us know a person like that or more than one person. And whether they're best friends with the CEO or just best friends with somebody who matters in the company or good friends with somebody, like that is the fucking worst thing you ever have to deal with, is when you have those people who either have something on people or are just so, and you're like, why is this person still employed? They are the worst, but yet they still have a job. And you're like, this is madness. We have fired better people and not fired these people. Like, come on.
Yeah, those people are called the kiss up, kick down personality types.
Tell us about it, Nina. What does it say psychologically?
So those kiss up, kick down personality types are when they're always highly cooperative, extremely respectful and caring when they are talking to upper management. But just the opposite when it comes to people who they have a relationship with, who they supervise.
Oh, Kristen, take it a long drink.
Yeah.
So, Nina, psychologically speaking, with all of that, do you also see a trend where those who have that narcissistic personality disorder?
Absolutely.
Are they the ones who typically have that, or what is the personality type that you're looking for in somebody who does that kiss up, kiss down?
Yeah, so they do. They have the narcissistic personality disorder. They always, their mistakes are always concealed or they're blamed on others. They see powering as a base of fear, and they don't manage out of respect. They manage out of fear, and they blame conflicts on subordinates for a lack of competency and poor attitude.
You know what, Nina? I just have to stop you. I wonder, can I just give an example? And I don't mean to get political. Yes, I do. This is curiously familiar to things I've been seeing on a
I think I've heard it before.
White House press brief where, I don't know, we're blaming different administrations,
I was being sarcastic when I made that comment.
Cool. I was being so sarcastic. Cool. We're so happy, sir, that you chose to be funny now in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. Because we should be receiving medical advice through sarcasm, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's where I get all my best advice.
Sarcasm is like the lowest form of humor possible. Like, it's the worst. And two, he wasn't being sarcastic.
Right. I mean, he was trying to back it up what he was saying. He's trying to backtrack.
I mean, he put out the Tide Pod challenge in the midst of like a pandemic. It's like weird.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Exactly.
But that relates very closely to like a CEO mentality.
Hashtag asshat.
Justin
said I've been way too political lately.
Yeah,
that's a total CEO characteristic and narcissistic personality disorder. He
not 100%, right? I know great CEOs.
Yeah,
one of my good friends, Nabil, is a CEO. You guys, a lot of you guys know him.
Yes.
I know great CEOs. Another Suzanne Bowen who heads up Vibe. Like, I know lovely, wonderful, amazing, caring human beings who are CEOs. This is not. I don't know. It probably is the rule. All the people I just named are the exception.
Yeah.
Well, are probably the exceptions too.
The exception
That's
to the rule.
The saddest part.
So what advice would you give to somebody that's experiencing the same thing, Madison?
I mean,
we have a lot of watchers, so.
Well, no. So, I mean, I'm at the point where, like, I very much have, like, decided to no longer try to fit into this corporate box. I'm much better at my job and much better at life when I just show up as whoever it is that I am. And so I've really learned that in order to be completely comfortable, I need to be with an organization whose values match my own. And so, like, I don't put on the phone voice anymore. I don't straighten my hair. I don't, like, wear skirts and dresses, like, because I have to. It's just not who I am. And so, but I also get it where, like, not that part of me is privilege. I get to do that because I've created this brand for myself. Not everyone has the ability to be that voice. So I encourage people who don't have that to take time to be themselves. I used to work with someone who would take her hour break every day to, like, go sit in her car just so she wouldn't have to, like, pretend to be someone she wasn't for an hour every day. And so I encourage people to take the time they need to just be around people who encourage them to, like, be themselves. Like, be around that friend that's like, hey, you're faking it right now. Hey, you got your phone voice on and it's weird. Hey, you have to straighten and fry your hair every single day. Like, take the weekend to know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You need a mom or a mirror.
Yeah. But a mom who won't lie to you. You're like, you don't need an American Idol mom.
Not that mom. Like, a good mom.
You guys all know what I mean.
That's really good advice.
You know I know what you mean.
I do. So you guys, oh my gosh, I've had so much fun. I'm slightly intoxicated. I think you'll see that on this episode. I think you all are too, which is great. Kristen, Madison, Bree, Nina, thank you guys so much for being here, sharing your insight. This has been stupid and ridiculous, and but also I think really impactful and hopefully insightful to some degree. Maybe a little funny.
I think a lot of funny.
Maybe here and there, but sometimes that helps people see and understand your point, right? Like sometimes humor is a helpful tool for learning. I don't know.
Well, and super, super like enlightening for me. I just thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Kristen, for being here. I appreciate it. Cheers,
Wait
everybody.
till the next one.
Thank you.
Woo! Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this.
You know what? I am so excited
That was fun.
for the future. Like to have such smart.
If the future looks like that and sounds like that,
sign me the fuck up.
I'm good to go.
All
I'm in for
day.
that. Yeah.
I really love it. I mean, there's just so much insight and so much that we can really kind of go, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot that we can do differently moving forward.
I mean, it never hurts to step back and just talk it out with a group of people. Because that's where you find a lot of like the best information.
Absolutely.
So,
Let me tell you X.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but wait.
But wait, why? And then you take those two and it's chromosomes and all of a sudden you have a human.
Exactly. But exactly. But that's the beauty of like having a really great conversation is that you can hear somebody else's point of view.
Yeah.
And I think we all represent doing that pretty well. You know, we don't always necessarily agree, but we can agree that you have a great opinion. I didn't think about it that way. Let me think about it. Let me think about how that plays into what I already know. Right? Saying that you're going to be like bias free is just a misnomer and people should just recognize that. Think about the ways in which you can be bias less, right? Like try to remove the bias that you already have from from society, from the way you grew up, from from everything. Just try to remove that. That's a great way to think about something like that.
I agree.
Yeah. I had fun.
I had a blast.
I look forward to doing it again. I really do. It was a really good time.
I would like to make that a definite regular thing.
Yeah, I think so. So we talk a lot about working from home together.
Yes,
Just
we
us.
do. Just us.
Just us and all the children and all the things. And
Just the two of us.
I like it. It was pretty.
I thought we were singing songs. So.
I can't at this point. Like my voice is a little shot, I'm gonna say, right? But I love it. Keep going. Keep going. Just think more.
No, you were saying you put something off.
You have to do some normal things sometimes. And for a couple of days, you and I got real lazy, which attributes to like the COVID. I don't know what we're on, 25?
Isn't
20?
Is it COVID? I think I'm on the COVID 20 now.
I'm on at least COVID 20.
I'm pretty sure.
And the thing is that does not mean that is not the 20th version of COVID. Just
no, we're talking 20 pounds.
talking 20 pounds, people.
Yeah, the COVID 20 pounds.
And the 19 and the COVID 19, just really quick, represents the year.
Yeah.
Just in case there was any confusion at all.
Like when they're identifying stars.
Exactly. Just exactly like that. So we found a sense of normalcy in doing things like cleaning our room. And I know like this is stupid and I just throw this in there, but I think people need to hear things that are like we spent several days in bed this weekend, right? The kids went to their dad's for the weekend and we had like a little downtime, just the two of us, and we didn't get out of bed for the most of it. No, we didn't. We stayed with the bigs.
Like we
hung
did,
out.
but
we did little
didn't.
things, but we just really didn't do anything. And that is okay. But then we cleaned our room Sunday night. Mm-hmm. We got ready for the week. And that is important. And it's become an important ritual. Like we have to get back.
And it was like we talked on the last episode. Like we have to be able to kind of like push each other, in that sense of like keeping the motivation, keeping that drive.
That accountability.
Yeah.
And I've still been really bad about that.
Well, I'm here. I'm pushing.
But you're doing
right
a really good job pushing me because I'm being a total asshole. I'm just putting that out there for everyone to know.
I would
I've
disagree.
been an asshole.
I wouldn't say you're an asshole.
Well, in the sense that like I'm like pushed me to do it, and I'm like I can come up with 8 million reasons why we don't need to do this right now. You know,
every time.
I really can. It's beautiful. It's crazy. Just stick it out.
Yeah.
Create some normalcy. Take a shower. Wash your sheets. For God's sakes, wash your sheets.
Deep clean the house.
Deep clean the house. You're here.
What else are you doing?
Literally.
Right? I mean, if you're not working anyway, I know there's a lot of people that work from home.
Yes.
But in that downtime and you kind of feel stuck, like do something.
Yeah.
You need to do something. Cleaning is great.
Need to move.
Clearing the clutter is very representative of clearing the mind.
Absolutely.
So
Plus,
it
it
helps
gives
you
physical
think.
exercise, and that is just good for you. And go outside if you can. Get that
And then
vitamin
the end
D.
result is you got a clean place.
That's exactly right. And that
I love
feels really good.
So what's coming up next?
So what's coming up next is we all know that guy that's over there. You know, like the one who thinks he knows everything.
Chuck?
That's what we can call him. The one who thinks that you're an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
No matter what you say.
He is
You could have the
all-knowing.
facts right here.
Absolutely. There's also that super mean girl who, like, looks you up and
Janet? I just
looks
think,
you up
damn
and
it,
down.
Janet.
I like that. I like it. That one, the super mean girl. The guy who tells you you're too big picture. You gotta rein it in.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Really? Really? Come on.
I know. And the girl who acts like she's nice, but she's
not.
She's not.
She talks bad about you behind your back.
He's not either.
Uh-uh.
We're genderless here, just for clarity.
Yeah.
Bullies. Bullies is what we're going to talk about.
People.
We're talking about bullies.
If you didn't get there, come on.
Come on. You all know the people, whoever they are for you. So that's coming up on the next episode.
Well, speaking of bullies, I just got a little bulletin I thought I would share.
A bulletin?
A little bulletin.
Nice.
But speaking of bullies, so apparently on Tuesday, the Senate passed a $484 billion package for small business loans.
Oh, another one.
Since all the big businesses bullied the small businesses out of the first package.
Oh, awesome. Since all the big businesses. Oh, I'm sorry. The 71 publicly traded companies who got money from the PPP the first time.
Yes.
Like those?
Yeah. So they've passed another one. This is supposedly phase 3.5. Whatever. I don't fucking know.
What do you mean?
Is it? Well, that's the thing. Like I just saw this and that piqued my attention.
Phase
so
3.5.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do some digging into this and have some more information on our next episode.
I really want to know if it extends unemployment benefits, if it extends SNAP benefits. I have a lot of questions.
If it closes that loophole.
Jeez.
Like it should. I hope so.
I really hope so. Yeah. I really, really, really hope so. I'm stressed out about it.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
Okay. Well, hang in there, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's the weekend, so go in and enjoy it. Please.
I'm Tara Furiani.
And I'm Justin Boggs, and this is Not the HR Lady. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Not the HR Lady.
Engage with us on any social platform at Not the HR Lady and visit our website for more people stuff at notthehrlady.com.
New episodes are out every Wednesday and Friday. We'll see you next time.
Bye.